Well, hey there team, and welcome to Stationeers. Hey guys, and welcome back to our Stationeers Moon run. Have we done the... Did we do the evening rounds on the last? Certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Yes, they look grown to me. Wonderful. Okay, so we're doing the furnace. We're going to start getting really stuck into it whole cloth this time. Exciting stuff. I've had a bit of a think about getting my own head around a few things, and I'll show you how my pipe system's going to work, but we're going to use a lot of valves and pipe regulators and all that, because again, part of this is not instructional because I'm not an expert, but I enjoy talking through my thought process for the benefit of all, and it helps you catch my mistakes as well. And then one other thing that I thought of, well, sorry, that's an absolute blatant lie. One other thing that was suggested is that on the furnace output, I actually run it to a tank and logged out of Steam. Oh, I don't know what happened there. We just flickered a little bit. Hey, whatever. As long as we're still in the game and we're still going, we're all good. Yeah, so we'll put like a capture tank on the back end as well, and see if we can capture the waste product. Should be all right. I'm not really certain what sort of pressures we'll be putting into that tank. We'll see. But at the end of the day, because like I said, generally speaking, you might put like a free flow passive vent on the back, so and a valve. We'll do the same thing. We'll just swap the vent for a bloody canister, right? So the valve will be closed while we're doing operations, but then when the furnace has died down and burnt out and all that, we would then open the valve and let it run into the canister. I guess if the canister is going to not like that pressure threshold, it'll explode at that point, so we'll probably consider that when we build it as well. Okay, cool. Now, is that flat? Is that flat? Certainly looks flat. We'll see what happens. Someone said I hadn't plugged the bottom math unit in. Isn't that interesting? So what am I telling it at the moment? Where is the logic reader getting its logic from? Hard to tell when it's all off. Let's see. I think it was Aldred, who's been very patient, because it's not the first time he's mentioned it. Alright, let's put this in here. Let's deal with this first. Well, if it's not taking the math output, what is it using? Right? What have you been responding to? Let's see. Let's get that screwdriver. It's taking an in from the logic reader, right? So essentially all I'm doing is sending the straight solar angle to that. As you can see, it's reading 30%. Right, so it's sort of circumventing our math entirely. That's okay, an easy fix. It's interesting that it's still working at such a good efficiency, just taking the raw number in. Interesting indeed. Okay. Thanks for that pickup. Let's fix this first. It should be as simple as just running it back into there. We're going to need a little bit more cable, which means we're going to need to cook up a bit more copper. Throw a little ore ball around. Oh, okay. Yeah, so for those not sure what's happened here, is that whole rigmarole that I did by dividing the math by 1.8 actually isn't what it's reading at all. It's just taking the pure angle reading from the sun and putting it straight in. Now, fortunately, we haven't been doing too much power draw, because we don't do silly things like plugging doors in or anything. But what that means is it hasn't been super efficient. It's probably just been going from 0 to 180, which is interesting. So my guess is at midday sun, where it's receiving 90 as the input, it would be facing that way. So it hasn't been super efficient, but it still seems that it's been working. You know, to a point, it's still getting some sort of frontage. That's why it's kind of almost insidious. Like, it's not a catastrophic failure of the system. It's still giving us power, so you can overlook that error. It's good. I've got my team of watchdogs checking all my footage and catching all my dickhead mistakes. So thank you, team, for keeping me honest. I appreciate it. All right, so let's wire this bad boy in. All right. So, like so. And we should be able to just do that this old one, all right? Oh, that's cool that it corrects it into the existing thing. Okay, I like that. I was wondering about that if we tried to make new shapes. Okay, cool. So what needs to really be happening is, that's fine, that's sending that out. Then we go to the math unit. The math unit needs to take in the logic reader, which is that, right? That's fine. And it needs to also take in the logic memory, which it is doing, but it needs to output through divide. So if you look here, yep, it's giving us 10 when that's outputting about 19. Right? So then we go in, that's going from logic math, so that should be taking that input. State 12, sending 12, very good. Output should be going to solar panel. And, okay, cool. And then so state 13, you could probably see it. Oh no, can you see it there? Can you look at the data there? No, but we can at least put the output here. So 15 degrees, that sounds a bit more reasonable. And then if we go and check here, that's putting out 30. That's putting out your 17 that's receiving there. Okay, cool. Fixed. That should be much more efficient, generally speaking. Okay, cool. Thanks for catching that one. I believe it's Aldred. If it's not, well, I mean, you're a champ anyway. Thanks whoever caught it. All right, so first things first, we need to fill in this floor. We need to cook a bloody baked potato, but we also need to set up a piping system. Now, like I said before, the oxygen, we'll leave that for a moment. What we'll probably do first is lay out, we got to lay it all out neat and tidy, he says. It's going to be pipes bloody everywhere, but I want it to be clear what I'm doing, and I kind of, like, part of me wants to try and sort of separate things into zones a bit so it protects protects shit from exploding, but then another part of me is not that worried, to be perfectly honest. Alright, well, we're going to need to run 2 tanks. We'll probably put them over there. One will be volatile, one will be oxygen. Alright, we'll run across here. All our pipes and shit will run through here. And then we'll run a pipe out, yay, with the waste, I suppose. Okay, yeah, that sounds okay. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more iron frames will make me a happy boy. Cool, let's cook ourselves a baked tatey. Off it goes. Yeah. That looks pretty good. See how you can tell, even just eyeballing it, that it's off, and that is because of the consideration that we discussed. That was raised rightly so by, well, I can't remember off the top of my head who it was. Sorry, but that we need to take the. It doesn't matter. We're not doing the dish anymore. But there is a correction error in there that can be done, but we're not going to do because it's very fiddly. All right, cool. So we want to cook up 5. What do you call it? Doodakis. Sorry, my brain knows what's going on, even if my words betray me. We'll cook all of that iron. That's fine. Let's get rid of some of these taties. Look at this. We're big old potato farmer. Another 20 stack coming right up. So we'll make these into iron frames, and then we'll also weld in the bottom. How many do we have out there already? 3. I'm making another 5 of these, so we'll probably want 8. You can turn off, sir. Right, so 5 frames, 8 sheets is what I'm thinking. Frame. Let's go. One. It's going to be like this. 2. 3. We may not have enough iron. Oh, no, I think we will. 4. 5. Oh, please stop cooking. I'll just pop you there for the moment. And we'll go sheet. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Enough. We'll eat the rest of this. Oh, that worked out quite well. Nice. Alright, so boom there. Boom there. Uh-oh. Oh! Christ on a bike. Yeah, I want to do that. I don't want to do that. Oh my god, let's just pretend that never happened. Alright, let's start filling all this shit in. So someone was pointing out that when I'm in that room and it gets very warm, even though it's all venting to vacuum, it's likely heating up my waste tank. So when I vented my waste tank into the hydroponics room, the air was probably very, very warm. Which is interesting. It just also makes me realize that I'm carrying an oxy torch around as well, full of welding mixture. So, Christ, I got to be careful how hot I let my guy get, even if he can take it. Maybe there might be a scenario where my torch explodes. So we wouldn't want that at all. All right. One of the first things that we're going to want to do is, well, I can start sort of putting pipe out just to sort of show, because I want to make sure people are inside my head as well and get what's going on in there. It's bloody confusing. Try being me, right? What's that? Furnace output. So essentially this, it's going to run like out there. Actually, what I might do is, I think having this up flush is the go. Can I not put one of those flush? That is interesting. Alright, well, we've got to be careful of the specific pipe section, that one there, that we're going to have, because that represents a weak spot in our entire system. So this we can put there. Okay, cool. Nice. Alright. Here, that though, that's scary, this section. That could explode. Alright. So anyway, we're going to run this out here into like a tank for capture. Right? That's the rear end, the exhaust. Now, as far as the input goes, I mean, we can run it down here. And then we're going to run, essentially we're going to have a main pipe run along here that's going to have 2 little connectors come out from there. Alright, so let's just pop that there for illustration. Alright, that's going to just connect straight into there. Okay? We're going to have those base stands that we've done before. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a pressure regulator to throttle, essentially, so it'd be like taking a cup full of water, right? the pressure regulator is going to create a scenario where I can fill one small pipe section with the exact amount of pressure that I deem. Not max pressure, because then you just use a valve, but probably because the temperature in the furnace can range from 100 kPa to like 100 MPa, like there is a huge range. But if I can put as little fuel into it as possible and prime it, now I'm not across the molarity and the sizes of the actual two gases we'll be using, but this will be the closest way to regulate it. So we'll have our pipe size, we'll have our pressure limited to, well, if we're going to do like a 2-to-1 ratio, we'll see. We might even try doing a 1-to-1. We'll see. We'll see. This all makes sense to me. Okay, let's do our rounds real quick before we forget. Sorry, and you got to realize as well, I'm talking this out to help me keep honest as well. Keep my brain ticking along. $27 degrees. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, okay. And look, at the moment, these rounds that we're doing, they're not so bad. Oh, hang on. I set that the wrong way. Bugger. That could be problematic. Nope. It's actually quite perfect. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, we'll come up with a cleaner system to do this at some point. But this one's working fine. Alright. Nice. Nice. Alright. What do we need? We need to build a probably the next thing to build would be a base sort of plate, whatever you want to call it, which takes a lot of iron. Tank. Oh, it'll be in the pipe bender, right? We've only got 4. Okay, we're probably going to have to go shopping for more iron, but we'll double check anyway. Tank connector, right? Oh, okay, 5 iron. Close. You never know. Do we have some in here? No, just copper. Alright, I don't think we've got any spare iron. Oh, bugger. I have to change my power out. Probably should have tried to do that during the day. That's okay. That'll do. We definitely don't have any more iron left in here. We cooked it all. Alright, so we might go for a nighttime recce. That's alright. We're getting more confident. We're getting more cocky. Oh. Wait, does that charge the one in front first? Or does it charge them together? Oh. There we go. Off we go. Looking for iron. I think there might have been iron out this way. Also, there's some bloody big holes. So we're going to need iron to make that base plate. Also the tank. The tank itself, I think, is like 20 iron, which is a lot. Also, we'll need to make potentially another tank. I'm still not 100% across what I'm going to be doing with the oxygen. Whether I'm just going to plug our existing tank in, because I'm apprehensive to do that, because say I do mess up and explode and all that. You know how I like to keep going despite these things. I think to myself, I don't think it's worth risking my entire oxygen supply. I just don't think that's the move. So yeah, we'll We'll come up with something. Ooh. Uh-oh. All right. 4, 6. Look at that. We got a lot of volatile in there. So we'll be that'll be one of the earlier things that we do is transfer volatiles into the tank. That's actually going to be a lot easier than you'd think. But the first thing that I want to do is lay out a working pipe system so you can look at it, so you can inspect it and go, oh, I see what he thinks he's trying to do. Oh geez, we're gonna not have enough space for all this iron. I better leave some surface iron so I can find it again one day. Yeah, I would rather get the layout, so if anyone had any thoughts or corrections, they could do that early. Whereas the filling the volatiles, I mean, hey, if that's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong in that episode. It's not going to be a, hey, what do you think, guys? No. If I'm going to blow myself up, I'm going to do it with bloody style. Alright, 47's enough. Let's see if we can see the base from here. I mean, we did sort of come from this direction, but we did wander around in circles for a bit. Let's have a squint. Nah, there's a base out there, I can't see it. Alright, here we go again. Oh, I must still have the same, the tracker in. Uh-huh. Look at that, it's only 100 meters. Oh, geez, it just went flat too. Oh! Time to change the battery on my iPad. But at least we've got a bearing, so we'll work on that. Otherwise, in a situation like this, if we don't find the base, we should be alright. There it is. You could pull the battery out of all sorts of things, like the mining thing, the like your power drill has a small battery in it. Hang on. Let's actually charge this up. And what we'll do is go R. There we go, now it's full. Definitely. Oh, look, and I had it on as well, so we'll turn that off. Lucky! That would have been another flat battery. Let's put it back in our backpack. Nice. Alright, so we're set for the moment. We have a shit ton of ore. But we only really needed that one. I'll cook a tiny bit. And then get this going. Because the other thing is, like, you got to try and keep track of... I'll try and grab this as soon as it comes out, because these things are psychopaths. Oh, wow. Oh, nice. It went into there. You know how they love to launch straight up into the sky? Alright. Let's go pop this down real quick. Because there is another consideration I haven't really thought too hard about, is how I'm going to do my in-piping on it to get the volatile into the pipe as well. Alright, so what if we do... We'll extend our work area a little bit more, I don't mind that. Yeah, okay, so what's going to happen here is... This will be the business end, we'll go down here, but we'll also extend out here, and we're going to do the vent. Where are my pipes? Yeah, we should be all right to do a cross-sectional pipe here, like that. All right, and ultimately, I'm just going to put a passive vent right there. I'll have to... Oh, maybe there's an easier way to do this. I could probably fit it on here, couldn't I? I probably could. Okay. Have a think. Use your noodles, Scarlet. Alright. 6. We're going to probably need a hand drill for that. Alright, so we could do... Yeah, we could do something like that. Get the wrench. Like so. Right? We could put a passive vent right here. That'd be good. That'll work out well. Glitched out. Very good. Oh my god. And actually we'll grab this because we might need it. No. And we will... Yeah, if I do that, it should turn into a T-junction. Yeah, good. Good. Right, perfect. I don't know if you're still with me. Essentially, our volatile tank's going to go here. We're going to put an active vent here, not a passive vent. I misspoke, which means we're going to have to run power out here. I thought we could do this without power, but no. Sadly not. So we're going to put an active vent here, right? What ends up happening is during the sunlight, we drop the volatile onto the active vent and turn it on. As it goes into gas form, melting in the sun, we suck it straight into the tank, and there you go. Then you have a tank full of pure volatile, right? What goes here next is going to be a pressure regulator set to probably like 50 kPa, right? And the oxygen would be at 100, or it depends. We'll play with the molarity and all that, and then we'll have one section of empty pipe afterwards, which will be like which will be our sort of hot shot holding area, if that makes sense, right? And we'll be doing the same for the oxygen. So we will have a very specific pressure regulated small section of one section of pipe of each of the two gases ready to go. And then we'll put that in through the gas mixer. I don't trust the mixer. The mixer acts as some sort of strange volume pump as well. You got to just be careful. Plus, you wouldn't be able to, if you plug these lines straight into the mixer, it's just going to keep sucking and sucking and sucking as long as it's got power on, right? And you're just going to be sending your entire supply in. What I really want to be doing is creating little micro mixtures, shooting them in, and boom. So we can do this with the minimal amount of usage of fuel. Because, I mean, if we're only going to make X steel at a time, you don't want to use up a shitload of fuel. Plus, we're going to be using it for all sorts of different operations too. Okay, so where are we at? We're at the pipe bender. We're going to need pressure. Give me good news. Iron, gold, copper. Wonderful. That's what we want. Ooh. That's what I want. Now, the dish is working. Ish. Even though the battery went flat. It's crazy stuff. Hey, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Do we have any more lying around here? No, we didn't. Okay, so what do we want for this? Get out of the way. We've got enough copper for 2. 2 gold. I want 10 iron. We've got, alright, so 7 iron. 7 iron, 2 gold. We can do that. We can do that. Where are you rolling off to? Oop. Oh, 8, got a little extra. Got a little tip. Now, I know I'm going back and forth and it's a little bit of busy work. I'm not going to just try and mass produce everything at once. Remember, we still want to be kind of frugal with our power usage, you know. And it's good. We go through this slower. It makes more sense for all parties involved, sort of thing. Now, let's see. In an ideal world, this is going to be our main that our thing runs down. So we'll have our mixer. Now, I can't remember. The mixer has a specific shape. I believe it is in at the top, in at the left, out at the right. Memory escapes me. In which case, we could probably go in and in. Yeah, I would rather have a straight piece of... Maybe I could put it just down here. Oh no, that's not necessarily solving my problem. Alright, that's alright. We'll just start laying it down. We're going to need power for this. Alright, we'll probably extend this out. Cool, cool, cool. So essentially, similar to the little screwdriver things, you can adjust your little outputs, and then you turn the power on or off, right? When it's off, it just acts as a hard valve. When it's on, it will just keep pumping until it reads 50, in this case, 50 kPa pressure on the outside, right? So the idea would be, let's just put this back on my person. Oh, there we go. I've got a little bit of pipe there. All right, we'll do that. Not necessarily like this, we might clean it up. That would run into there. That would go into this one pipe section, and then we have the mixer, right? A similar thing will happen with the other gas. The oxygen will have a regulator, one single pipe, and then the mixture sort of thing, right? That way, I'll be able to regulate exactly how much pressure is in this pipe, exactly how much pressure is in that pipe. Then they will mix and go through and out. And that way, you have a lot of control points for this gas feed. And the thing is, the beauty of this in the end, with all these people throwing one ice in or one whatever, I'll be able to figure out what the minimum gas will be able to start and run this furnace with to get one mold to pump out, right? Because that's all we really need. There'll be like minimal waste this way. And I'm just saying 50 because you've got to start somewhere arbitrarily, because I believe it would need a minimum 100 kPa for the startup pressure for it to ignite. But I don't know. I don't know, and that information isn't readily available because I don't see people really experimenting with this. Yeah. Anyway, team, that's another episode in the bank. Let me know what your thoughts are so far. If it's still a bit confusing because it is theoretical and I'm still laying out the groundwork, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. But if you're keeping up and you've got an idea of what I'm trying to do, feel free to pitch in if you have any thoughts or anything like that. Otherwise, we might just leave it there for the time being. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.